Hello, my dear ones. You're the beautiful ones. I always get the good messages from all of you guys. How well everybody's doing. There are some that are having problems, you know, always. I want to do this video on children and how to take care of your babies when you're, you know, from the beginning of conception. Because it's important to understand as a mama or as a parent how to raise these babies properly and what we're dealing with. So, I mean, extremely important. And I want to tie this into a case that's going on right now that's a pretty sad case. And it's about an infant that passed. The mother, they claim, quit breastfeeding in 2 weeks old and put them on Muscles by Nature blend. I haven't talked to the dad personally to find out what really they gave the baby. Some fruit, but the baby had candida and the house was full of herbs. Well, the baby had passed, and they said that the other child was a little under. So I don't know. It's a case that, you know, I don't know. There's no willful, but still, it's a sad case, and I think it's important that we retrace and talk about children, babies, infants, and how do we take care of these little people? Because they're just little humans. Just body of cells. Remember, babies, infants, they're just the same thing as adults, except smaller in size. Everything's made of the same thing, same pathway, same organ, same gland, same everything. So everything's the same. So would you think what applies to an adult for health applies to a child? To some extent, absolutely does. But wait a minute. You have the formative years, remember? You have the years of growth. And this craziness of the American Dietetics Association and allopathy, which has no clue about health, let's be frank and honest. The allopathic community has no clue what is health and what is unhealth. They have no clue to what's causing all the symptoms that man's suffering with. They have no clue what detoxification is and what a cold and flu-like symptom is. They have no clue about these things. So in the cluelessness of this, the death rate is extreme. Let's look at the treatment of the corona with steroids. Killed a lot of people. But looking at the children, very important to think about this. So it would be obvious. The first thing is obvious. Don't you want to think about regenerating your genetic weaknesses? And now you guys are the premier group that understands the lymphatic system. So now that you understand the immune system more than anyone on the planet, and the kidney connection, and what's going on, remember we went over the SARS virus, and that 98% of the deaths came from kidney tubular deterioration. And so that's telling you that a ton of people have kidney tubular degeneration. Wait a minute. We're also talking about infants. Okay? So in the genetic field of dreams, we're having some serious genetic weaknesses. Matter of fact, I've said this before, that the genetic morphology of a cell has never seen its lowest days as we have it now. Man doesn't think anything about regeneration of genetics. All he is involved in is the decay of the strength and the integrity of a cell. Everything allopathic does has nothing to do with strengthening the integrity of a cell. Look at how they treat this idea of cancer. They're going after a cell, not what caused the damage to the cell. They're going after the damaged cell, which is idiocy. So one has to understand that you guys are privy to a level of awareness that is essential for this planet to develop, or it ain't going to do too well. And you're already seeing evidence of this. Humans are dying like crazy, and allopathy is accelerating them to their death. Now, there's good things to allopathy. We got surgeries and things like that, but you know how many bad surgeries are going on out there? I mean, a ton of bad surgeries, including a ton of bad plastic surgeries. We all know that. Bad stuff going on out there. So you really have to get privy and know when surgery is needed and when it's not needed, how to fix when you can fix, and how to need a surgery when you need a surgery. But looking at the children, it must start with the parents. And if you want to have healthy, happy children, and I'm going to tell each and every one of you young people this, wait. Protect yourself and wait. Get yourself healthy first, because you cannot imagine the emotional pain when the medical community grabs your child because your blood numbers indicate they might have a little leukemic problem, which is just low white blood cells and platelets, which can easily be fixed, and grab them and start juicing them with chemo. Just look at the commercials for the slaughterhouse called St. Jude's. Put the children up there, take their hair off, ravage them with acids, and tell people we need your money so we can do it to your children if you get cancer. I mean, the play on the emotions of humans are unbelievable, and humans have to get strong astrally or emotionally, because they're being played by governments and by allopathy and by people on the emotional band. Nothing strengthens you any more than truth. But you have to be willing to accept it. You have to be willing to, like, wait a minute, I'm believing in something that's not true. My mind has been conditioned by society, because my mind is a computer. I only use my mind. I'm not my mind. I use a mind to function in creation, or where there is duality and form. I come from the formless, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient that is. But to play, I must have form. I must have something besides myself. Since God is only one, there's not a brother or sister God, mommy or daddy God, is there? As far as we know. So you must understand genetics and go into detoxifying the body and cleaning it up. We have to do that to all these people. Even these advanced people in nursing homes that are dying from virals, they don't have to. We're going to get in there and fix them up. But they're going to go through detoxification. Every single person that goes for the road to Wellville is going to go through cold and flu-like symptoms. Every single one of them. Every one of you guys are. That's detoxification. What we're witnessing with cold and flu-like symptoms is detoxification at its finest. And it's systemic as a rule, which is great, because sometimes when you're detoxifying, getting healthy, only parts of your body's releasing and stuff like that. When you get your whole body purging, now you're going to get somewhere. And when you assist that with the raw foods and the fruit, particularly where you have some astringent and you got high electrolyte and electrical value, and anybody says that that's stupid, they are the ones that have screws loose. Tell you, there's only one way to get well. And that is simply to reverse how you got sick. Well, you don't know that if you're playing in the field of dreams allopathically, telling you that there's these pseudo concepts of diseases that you have no control over. Really, you have control over everything, and don't let anybody tell you you don't, except when you're living in governments and things that can power you out. Of course, you don't have to take it.